A ballet based on Virginia Woolf's well-known works is currently having its New York premiere. Woolf Works is more than just a celebration of the adored English author. It will be performed at the Metropolitan Opera House through June 29. The award-winning performance, which features choreography by Wayne McGregor and a score by Max Richter, brings the author's most well-known writings to life off the page. There are 3 sections to the ballet, which made its London premiere in 2015. Based on Woolf's 1925 novel Mrs. Dalloway, I Then has a single dancer portraying both the lead character Clarissa Dalloway and the author. Becomings takes inspiration from Woolf's 1928 book Orlando, which is recognized as one of the first transgender books ever written in English. The last section of the triptych, Tuesday, depicts elements from Woolf's 1931 book The Waves and concludes with her suicide in 1941. Alessandra Ferri, who will perform the dual roles of Woolf and Clarissa in 2 shows during the run of Woolf Works, feels that the character has been a part of her for a long time. Ferri says to People, "I read Woolf's work when I was young. To be honest, I read Mrs. Dalloway a long time before Orlando and I adored it. Naturally, there is a big difference between reading something for enjoyment and reading it again with a strong connection to the work, because the latter requires you to try and pay attention to the impressions the work makes on you. That's what transpired upon rereading it." Here it is, the People Puzzler crossword. How soon are you able to solve it? Play right now. Ferri, 61, is a prima ballerina assoluta, an honor bestowed upon the most distinguished female dancers, and an Olivier Award-winning artist. She has performed with esteemed organizations such as the Royal Ballet, La Scala, and the Hamburg Ballet. She has returned from a brief hiatus to perform in Woolf Works with the American Ballet Theatre, where she spent more than 20 years as a lead dancer. It's a fitting return because McGregor gave her the dual role of Woolf and Clarissa in 2015, which the dancer feels is very significant for her at this stage of her career. Regarding her connection to the role, Ferri says, "I have a very different experience in this second part of my artistic life, and I think it is the honesty and strength of being able to dance who I am and, as, characters that are my age. Life in all its facets may be represented through dance as a language. It takes a lot of labor. It's not always easy because, well, your body is your body, and sometimes you have to battle against that. However, there's something incredibly lovely, freeing, and serene about simply being on stage." Although Ferri has collaborated with renowned choreographers in the past, such as Sir Frederick Ashton, the senior choreographer of the Royal Ballet, and Jerome Robbins, the Broadway choreographer behind West Side Story, working with McGregor was a novel experience for her. Ferri claims that McGregor's approach to the poem was akin to Woolf's well-known stream of consciousness writing technique. Ferri remarks, "With Wayne, you just create within the ballet with no boundaries, no sense of time or place. I wasn't sure whether what we were doing was the ballet's beginning or conclusion. I was ignorant. We would simply construct objects, motion, and scenarios, and everything would eventually fall into place. The work somehow comes to be." Ferri concurs that playing a real person was a great honor as well as a difficulty. "We can be so strong, so innovative, and so fragile and so lonely with our demons," she learned from Woolf, in her own words. Ferri describes the writer as such a revolutionary woman, really, in her writing and the strength that she had. In a sense, she was the pioneer of modern writing. She had this illness that consumed her life and devastated her, and at the same time, she was incredibly lonely. "When you are an artist and you write a story, it's you," Ferri asserts. "Even as interpreters, it's us who take responsibility for our actions. We give ourselves over to that persona. Although your external life may alter greatly, you are still the same person inside." The ballet can be enjoyed without prior knowledge of Woolf's literature, despite its origins in her works. With the Vienna State Ballet, Ferri will take up her artistic directorship in 2025, and she hopes that viewers will take away whatever they get. Get the best of People, from celebrity news to gripping human interest stories, sent straight to your inbox by subscribing to their free daily newsletter. She describes the piece as just a very powerful, moving work. There is nothing that you have to take literally. All you have to do is let yourself feel. Woolf Works is currently on view through June 29 at the Metropolitan Opera House.